Yeah, yeah. Uh, yes, particularly with double arch buckshot, Yeah, and just to for that to be severed, there's and to walk however far he walked, and I have not. Squirts out. Yes, and I'm going to go ahead and throw one of my thoughts in here, if it'd be all right. I was thinking about all the things that was in him and that he shared there in the video could have not been available if he would have been successful in committing suicide. And my point in that is, we don't know what's in us. There are all kinds of things that are buried deep within us that I think that God wants to bring out of us. And oftentimes we discount ourselves. We can't see the depth of what's going on in our life. We don't see the ripple effect that we cause positively. We can sometimes see the negative ripple effect, right? But we don't see the positive ripple effect. And so, anyway, my thought about him was that he didn't think there was any value and it was too much, and he didn't want to be a burden on his family, so just forget it. But the fact of it is, there were some amazing things that took place. One, I think, kind of acute things that, of course, he bled all the way home, and then when he got home, he saw he was bleeding at his house, and he took his shirt off to wipe it up. And, just something about that just kind of, got my attention, because he, he's a mess, and he didn't want to make the mess there at the house, So anyway, I don't think he's probably very successful, but anyway. But any thoughts from you?
In his conversation with God, and at the end, he made a real point that he's talking to a real person.
Yes.
Not the imaginary voice in his head, and we tend to kind of talk to God like he's off and far away, or maybe just in our head and not like we're talking to each other now.
Yes.
And the reality is, Jesus is a real person who is alive, who hears us and cares.
And that's some of the amazing things. Like this statement is, well, when are you going to tell me the truth? And what truth? And that dialogue. And I would bet that I know that I have had some of that dialogue, and maybe at one point of your life you didn't realize that was God, but you look back now and you know that was God. Would you agree with that? But somehow he was able to kind of turn that corner and recognize it in the moment. And I think maybe when we have some of these epiphanies, how about that term? That changes our perspective and we look at things, because now we have racket all the time in our head. People saying things, right? These statements that come to us that affect us, and so we need to recognize where those voices come from too. Do you know what I'm talking about? You know, whether it was somebody in our past or if it was somebody in our present. You know, because we carry multiple voices around. You know what I'm talking about? And so we need to recognize that. But you know, I think of the prophet when he was there in prayer and he saw the lightning and thunder and he knew that wasn't God's voice. And the fire wasn't God's voice, but it was the still small voice. And we can recognize that if we are willing to look at it. Okay, would you agree with that? Any other thoughts?
I think he wasn't supposed to die.
I don't think he was supposed to die either. You know, and of course one of the things we talked about in the life group that when we showed this was that he knew and he prayed and asked for forgiveness before he did it. Okay, and I believe that Christians can do stupid things too, right? Even if it's taking their own life. And just like the guy that we showed here that jumped off a Golden Gate Bridge, you guys remember that guy? Just as soon as he left the Golden Gate Bridge, he had the thought, I don't want to die, you know. And I'm going to die, and nobody's going to know that I don't want to die. But, of course, I think it's like 1 in 10,000, if I remember the numbers, that make it when they jump off the Golden Gate Bridge. But I don't know that he would have made it if there wouldn't have been the SEALs or whatever was down there that he called his angels that pushed him up to the surface, that kept him above the water, at least so he could